to see how independent business Thread Kind Co. inspire and engage so effectively on Instagram. And part of the way they do this is by using hashtags really well. If you have any questions, use the blue button inside Maybe, as it connects you to us 24/7 and we're here to help. So let's have a look at how they do this so well. So this is obviously their feed. Thread Kind Co. is an independent online sewing designer based in the Cotswolds, specializing in handmade embroidered designs such as homewares, accessories and personalized gifts. And the founder uses social media, and she used it to turn her hobby into a business and totally went for it. She's worked on learning how to market her business through social media, and she's executed it really, really effectively to attract the right customers. And she effectively used her content to drive sales. So let's have a look at how she inspires and engages through her feed and how effectively she uses hashtags. So if you take a look, what immediately jumps out is the use of great images. Her products look really, really eye-catching, but they also include inspirational messages which grab the attention, but also make her content very shareable. But if we have a look at every one of her posts, and she uses hashtags really effectively. So she's got a list of relevant hashtags that she regularly uses, ones that are relevant to her business and what she does, so generic ones. But she doesn't always use the same ones, and that's absolutely what you should do on social. She uses daily hashtags to theme her content. So here you can see she's used Monday motivation. So every Monday she posts a Monday motivation post, which are her best performing posts because obviously her products absolutely fit into that hashtag conversation. So these emotionally led quotes resonate very well with her audience. Another thing she does is on a Sunday, she uses Sewing Sunday. So again, that's very relevant to her business. And she includes a video of her work and capturing her process. So it's a simple formula, but one that works really effectively for her and allows her to engage customers on an emotional level and demonstrate the care that goes into her gifts. So the other things that she's wrapping into that is adding personality to her feed, because she's showing the face behind her business, but she's also showing behind the scenes of her business a little bit, and letting people know how her business works, which people are interested in. Obviously, they don't see that from a website or from a product or even from a still image, but a video showing you making your products goes down very, very well on social. But every single type of content that she uses, she includes relevant hashtags. And as I said, they vary, so they're not always the same, which is exactly what you should do. You shouldn't use the same list every time. And she does this really well. And she clearly knows her audience, but she also takes the time to get to know her audience and engage with her audience too. So obviously, if people comment on her post, she will respond. So obviously, why use hashtags in your content? Well, hashtags obviously make your content searchable, but it also ensures that your content appears if someone's following that conversation. So if someone's following, for example, the positive vibes conversation, and that's one that she uses here quite regularly because it's very relevant to her products, your content will obviously appear when they search for that conversation. So it's really important to use hashtags in all of your social content, but in particular on Instagram, you can use up to 30. Fill your boots, make them count, obviously. So don't use spammy hashtags, but make them count. Obviously make them relevant, exactly like Thread Kind Co. does here. So she does a great job. She really, really does. So what can we actually learn from her feed? Absolutely, as I said, use relevant hashtags, especially on Instagram, where you can and should use up to 30, but make them relevant. So obviously make them varied for each post. Some might be included in most of your posts, but obviously vary them dependent on what your post is about. The second thing is obviously know your audience. Thread Kind Co. does that extremely well. She obviously gets to know who she's trying to reach and obviously makes the content relevant to them, but also takes the time to connect with them too. And that's really, really key on social media. But I suppose another thing to learn is take the time to create great images. They stand out, on all of social feeds, but especially on Instagram. So obviously take the time to do that. And Fourthly, know what content works best for you. So you can look at your insights to see what content works best for you, what hashtags, obviously seem to improve the performance of your posts. And then obviously when you know what works through those insights, create more of that type of content. So let me show you how Maybe can help you with this. So if you go into the Maybe platform on your dashboard, you can see your best post, but also the best post of another business that you would like to look at. So that might be a competitor, it might be a brand that you admire, that you aspire, to follow and do similar things on your social to what they actually do on their feeds. But you can also, under listening and then best posts, you can actually look at the best posts for any sector or place or channel. So effectively, you can see what's working best on social media, not only for your own feeds, but for other businesses too. So you can actually do more of what works. And that obviously is something that you'd really want to do. If something works on social, then do more of it. So I hope that's been useful. If you'd like to know any more about any of the things that I've talked about on today's video, obviously things like hashtags or images, then use the search below to find more videos on these topics. If you have any questions, use the blue chat button inside Maybe as it connects you to us 24/7. And I'll see you on another video soon.